Dun, 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 dun.
If zombies were to attack, how would you react? According to Jennifer Bales in an article published in the Pittsburgh Tribune-Review in 2005, the Safar Center for Resuscitation Research at the Pittsburgh School of Medicine in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, scientists began experimenting with what is known as Big Chill suspended animation. They were able to drain all of the blood from a dog, fill it with a cold saline solution, and 3 hours later, put the blood back inside and shock the dog back to life without any known brain function loss, essentially killing the dog and bringing it back to life. As early as a year later, they tried their experiment on human tissue. The project was a failure from the beginning, and the experiments were quickly shut down. While they were able to bring the tissue back to life, there was severe brain damage, which would result in zombie-like vegetative state, complete with massive decomposition of the organs and then the flesh. With technological advances like this in recent years, it's only a matter of time until scientists are able to fully reanimate dead tissue. While we don't know the precise consequences of reanimating the dead, Hollywood has given us several theories in the form of fictional movies. I'm sure everyone in this room has seen a zombie movie where zombies are depicted as flesh or brain-eating corpses who only exist to feed off the living and make more zombies. If Hollywood has it right, and the reanimated bodies that scientists create are hungry for human, there are precautions that we can take to stay safe. Today I'm going to discuss how to survive a zombie attack by explaining how the disease potentially starts and spreads, how to protect yourselves and others, and what to do if you or someone you know becomes infected. According to ethnobiologist Dr. Wade Davis, in his book entitled The Passage of Darkness, The Ethnobiology of the Haitian Zombie, evidence suggests that zombification is a form of social sanction imposed by recognized corporate bodies. What Dr. Davis is referring to is a voodoo or witch doctor creating the living dead with the use of powders, potions, or poisons, usually as a way of taking revenge against someone who has done wrong. The voodoo type of zombie is usually harmless unless the voodoo master wishes to do harm. This type of zombie generally works as a servant of the living and is not pathogenic. While this explains at least one of the type of zombies, there are several others. The disease zombie is generally caused by a mutation of some form of illness and passed from animal to human through a bite, resulting in further mutations that cause the human to die and come back as a flesh-craving zombie. The disease is then spread through the saliva and other bodily fluids, resulting in an epidemic very quickly. The toxic zombie is usually the result of some sort of chemical spill or leak that reanimates those who are already deceased. The toxic zombie is almost always flesh-eating, though often the bites do not cause zombification themselves. It's the subsequent death from the infection in the bite wounds that allows reanimation to occur. The disease and toxic type zombies are extremely dangerous. As such, it's important to know how to protect yourselves and each other. It is imperative to immediately seek some sort of shelter. Zombies do not melt in the sun or transform under the light of the moon. They're hungry 24/7 and will stop for a snack anytime it suits them. In an attack situation, it's best to bunk down in a shopping mart for access to supplies. They are hungry 24/7 and will stop for a snack anytime it suits them. In an attack situation, it's best to bunk down in a shopping mart for easy access to supplies. Groups tend to survive longer, so make nice and share food and weapons with others. There are several ways to kill a zombie, all of which end up with the brain being disconnected from the body. Guns work best. They're longer range and don't require much strength or mobility to use. If you're confronted up close and personal, chainsaws, hammers, stakes, and axes are all really good options. In a pinch, a baseball bat might buy you enough time to escape or find better weaponry. It's also important to choose adequate clothing. Padding is generally able to stop bites from breaking the skin. Try to have comfortable shoes that you can run in case you need to make a hasty retreat. If somehow all of your precautions fail and you or others end up getting separated from the group and become infected, it's imperative that you don't let emotions get in the way of what must be done. If there's no chance for a magical cure-all and you or someone you know is infected, the best chance for everyone is if you don't let it turn into a full-blown zombification. The buddy system is useful in this situation. If your buddy becomes infected, it's up to you to prevent him from becoming a zombie by any means necessary. Always check each other for wounds and bite marks. No one wants to become a zombie and might hide the signs until it's too late and they've become a flesh eater. If you catch it early, you may be able to save yourself or someone else by following the 3 C's: cut, cauterize, and contain. If you reach a zombie apocalypse situation and you're the last of your group to survive, there are options. You can either give up and resign yourself to an all-flesh diet, or you can fight your way out and go into hiding. Eventually the military or some other task force will find and save you. There will always be survivors of any plague, as long as there are those who are willing to fight. It will be difficult to survive a zombie attack, but with these guidelines, it is possible. Today I've discussed how to survive in the event of a Z-Day by explaining how it happens, how it spreads, and how to protect yourselves and each other, what to do if you or someone you know becomes infected. As George Romero said in his movie, Dawn of the Dead, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. I just pray that we're all prepared. Any questions?
Not at the moment, no.
Why do zombies always go after brains? What if they went after balls?
Well, as answered in Night of the Living Dead Part 2, because it's painful.
Yes,
To
it's painful to be
decompose.
dead.
It's so painful.
Eating the flesh stops the pain.
Do you know what dead dust is?
Like the voodoo powder? Yeah.
That's what they call it, is dead dust.
Right. Blowfish toxin. That's Dr. Wade Davis is the guy who wrote The Serpent and the Rainbow as well. So he's the foremost expert on zombification, Haitian zombies.
What would you do if it was like an STD?
It pretty much is, because it's spread by saliva or blood. You pretty much don't want to go ahead and have sex with zombies, probably.
Watch out, you necrophiliacs.
Anything else? Now, this was just informative. I'm not saying that there really are zombies or that I sense an impending attack or anything. So, all right, I guess I'm done.